Excellent stuff right there. Okay, we're going to move right along. I love them seeing, you know, a number one, because it's pretty simple. Here's how you introduce him. Number one, enough said. Which means statistically and technically he's better than anybody in here at running this business. Let's bring him up, number one. And I know he will introduce Kevin Hindley for us, but let's bring up Drew Frank and Kevin Hindley.
All right, I'm going to need some help with handouts if I can. Maybe one person for a second. So try not to read ahead. Kevin's going to go through everything in great detail. We like to make handouts for everything, as you know. Let's make it easy so you don't have to take any notes. All right, so our message, which was very detailed by Mr. Dobson, is about PRs. And we were asked to give a PR message, and I said, well, why us? Why me? Why doesn't Dobson just do his normal message? Because basically our PR program is Dobson's PR program. We are going to give a couple specific details that they haven't heard before, and some definitely golden nuggets that I think are really important for the PR program. For me, I think we've always been a strong PR office. Last summer we launched 91 PRs. We were one of the top in the region, top 15 in the company, and we crushed it with PRs and did a couple $100,000 in PR business. And this year we took a quantum leap. We launched 167 PRs for the summertime. And the reason why I didn't know that specific number is because I didn't touch the PR program at all. Absolutely zero. I had zero to do with PR program. I didn't do anything with PRs, and it was all Kevin Hindley. And I think that the biggest difference between last year and this year was Kevin. And here's why. We did the same exact program. Okay, we ran the same program, the Dobson program. Right? Last year we ran exactly like Michael told us to. We had the same script. My script that I wrote back in 2004 as an assistant manager in the Cherry Hill office, the one that I created, is the same PR approach that we use today. I don't think there's any specific script that works better than others compared to what you're using as long as you're calling people. We had the same procedures, we had the same stat taking, we had the same collections, day 3 talk. I used the same exact talk that I've been giving for years. But the difference between our last year's numbers and 2007's numbers versus this summer, where we just absolutely annihilated it, was having somebody specifically in charge, having a PR manager. And I think this is a huge, huge key. If this is a number one priority in our business, if it is the number one most profitable part of our business in recruiting, then you need to have your number one assistant manager, the top person in your office, in charge of the program. Right, a lot of times as managers, we try to run the PR program through us because we think we're good at it, we think we can inspire PRAs. And here's the, I can very easily run a PRA PC. I can sit down with a PRA, go over their goals, go over their stats, and try to inspire them to get their numbers. But I'm not going to be as effective because I have a million other things on my plate, and they know that. Right? And they're going to look at me and I'm going to have this quick 5-minute conversation. Kevin can spend 20 minutes with them and sit down and really dive in and have that conversation and build that relationship. It's going to be much more impactful than me doing it. So I think we focus so much of our attention. We talk about having great PRAs. I think that the number one thing that you need to have is a great PRM. And PRM is personal recruiting manager. You have to have a personal recruiting manager. It's impossible, as good as you are and as much time as you can focus on the PR program yourself as a DM, you have to have somebody that is solely 100% responsible. So what I did is I targeted Kevin. I basically took Danny Feldman's targeting the 10K fast starter philosophy, and I targeted the PR manager. And I said, who in my management class right now? And this is back in the fall. In November and December, I was thinking about this. I was like, who in my pipeline is going to run a kick-ass PR program next summer? And I said, okay, so what do I need to have a great PR manager? I need somebody who's got personality, somebody who can relate to women, right? Because some managers just can't really. So guys, my assistant managers, a lot of them are guys, and some of them can relate to a receptionist that's an awful PR manager, right? And I have some guys that just, you don't want them to even be seen with female reps, right? So I say, who can relate to females? Who can learn the program, kick ass at the program themselves as a PRA, that way they can teach and lead by example, right? So a PR manager needs to be somebody who could be a PRA, somebody who can have those great conversations, who can inspire and lead and motivate, and he's just great at the business and tied in. And Kevin was perfect for that. And that's why I picked Kevin to target him in November and December. Started having conversations in January, about our PR program, why it's so important. This was months of planning. Now, I know obviously we're talking about how to implement this right now in the fall, and you could very easily accelerate the process, but basically have somebody in charge. Kevin and I started having conversations. We started meeting, every couple of days, goal setting and planning and talking about our strategy. And then by March, and I would say by April, it was 100% his. I didn't do anything. All I did was say, okay, here's everything that Michael Dobson has taught us for the past, couple of years. Read through this stuff and figure it out. And he read through it, and Kevin said to me, he's like, Drew, this is so simple. I mean, Dobson, his program is perfect. It works. I don't know, just why doesn't everybody do this? And I said, I don't know. That's what we're trying to fix. So he said, all right, so as long as I do this, we should be good. And I said, yeah, just figure some other things out on your own. Try to add in your style and your personality. But